The butt of all jokes in the punching bag of Pawnee, Jerry, Gary, Larry Gergich seems to have it all. A beautiful wife and family, a high-ranking local government position, incredible artistic talent. But who is Jerry Gergich really? Is he actually a spy? Not much is known about Jerry's early life. We know that he seems to have been born in 1948 in Pennsylvania, based on what we've seen of his social security number in season 4's campaign ad. Aside from that, very little is known about his childhood, except for the fact that he was unaware he was adopted.
I didn't know I was adopted.
His adopted mother was also arrested for marijuana possession. As an adult, Jerry has 3 children with a beautiful wife who he married in 1982, and everyone believes to be far out of his league. He's known around the office as a klutz and someone who generally messes everything up. Despite this, he's worked for the government for years. All in all, it seems like Jerry's just an all-around good guy. Nothing more to see here, right? Well, sometimes things just aren't what they seem. We've seen different things from Jerry throughout the series that seem to point to a different man than the one we've all come to know. For instance, while he is known around the office as a bumbling idiot, when Leslie visits his house and knocks over a mug, he shows a level of dexterity that seems to be completely out of character for him, even going as far to unthinkingly showboat with the mug he caught. And even though he has many different health problems that are mentioned, including diabetes, having a pacemaker, and even having a heart attack at one point, he lives to die peacefully on his 100th birthday, despite it looking like he makes little to no changes in his diet. He's also incredibly artistically talented, something that also seems out of character for him. But does any of this really point to Jerry being a sleeper agent? Well, one thing that is mentioned in passing is that when he was younger, he was hit by a fire truck and ended up getting plastic surgery. This has to have happened before 1977 because we see his old ID towards the end of the series, and he still looks relatively similar to how he does now. This would have been a perfect opportunity for a young spy to completely change how he looks without raising too much suspicion. We also need to take a look at his last name. While Gergich is not a terribly popular last name, there are only a few major countries where the name seems to originate from, one of them being Russia. While Jerry may have been born in America, he could have been adopted and raised by a Russian sympathizer or even a Russian sleeper agent herself. And because Jerry does not know that he was adopted, he would have had to have been adopted before he started forming any memories. Being born in 1948 means he was born right at the kickoff of the Cold War. For those who are unaware of what exactly the Cold War is, it's a period of time between 1947 and 1998 where the USSR and the US existed in a place of political tension. While the two countries themselves did not formally go to war, many different countries were used in what were called proxy wars. The USSR placing sleeper agents in different governments isn't exactly unheard of. Kim Philby was born in British India and eventually became a high-ranking member of British intelligence before finally defecting to Russia. Russian sleeper agents have even been found in the US as recently as, holy crap, 2010? Anyways, it's a well-documented thing that actually happens. These agents would try and position themselves into government positions. I mean, Jerry's even mayor by the end of the series, a position that, despite his general apparent clumsiness, he holds onto for the rest of his life. We also need to look at his family. Everyone who knows Jerry is absolutely confused by how he managed to marry someone like Gail. There are also his daughters who look absolutely nothing like him, not to mention how perfect they all seem when Leslie visits them for breakfast one day, even singing as they apparently do every day. Does that sound like any family you've ever met? I mean, as Chris even points out himself.
So Gail and Jerry, I've thought about it a lot. There's no logical explanation.
I mean, aside from his...
That man has the largest penis I have ever seen. Actually, don't even know if he has mumps. Forgot to look. I was distracted by the largest penis I have ever seen.
Anyways, this has been Bill for 10K Productions. Comment down below what you'd like to hear me talk about next. And don't be a Jerry. Make sure you like and subscribe for all your entertainment-related content. Also, a bunch of people had asked me to estimate how much Ron Swanson was worth in a past video I did. I just wanted to let you know that you've been heard, but I don't think it's really that possible to accurately estimate how much he is worth, considering that the bulk of his money is simply referred to as gold that's been buried. But I really appreciate your comments, and they're what pushed me into making this theory.